Hello everyone, welcome back to Larkspur Needle. So today we're going to be updating our video on the little owl pincushion because so many people have watched that video and have commented on how bad the video is. And I agree, I know the video is really bad. So we're going to update it and hopefully get some more people to make these little pincushions. So first you're going to need to go to the website that is in the description box below. And you're going to want to cut out your two triangle pieces and the little circle bottom. Right. And then I'm going to have this black with, or it's kind of like a dark navy, midnight blue with some little polka dot batik on it. And the belly is going to be with these little owls. And make sure you get some fluff. And then, since I seem to have gotten rid of all of my buttons when I moved last year, I have these little pearl beads to use for the eyes. So let's get started. First, we're going to just take all of our pieces and cut them out. Your big piece, which is letter B, and your little circle, letter C, is going to be out of your main fabric. So it'd be this little paisley that's on the bottom and the back here. Make sure I don't cut my owl fabric in that. Alright, and then when you cut your circle, because we're going to make this into a yo-yo, and if you don't know what a yo-yo is, it is super fun to make. So we're going to take our little circle, we're going to cut about a 1/2 inch around the entire thing. And I'm just using my rotary cutter because I don't have a marking device that will get this to be able to actually be visible on this darker fabric. Alright, so you see how that is a lot bigger than my little paper piece. Right, and then with my belly, which is this orange part right here, I'm actually going to fussy cut it. So that way I have one of these little owls on the belly. And luckily with this printer paper I can sort of see them underneath there. Alright, let's extra fabric out of the way. So there are my 3 pieces. And I'm going to keep the circle paper with my circle bottom. So first we're going to make the yo-yo for the bottom. And to do that, we're going to take a needle with some string. We're going to keep the paper in there. And we're going to start on the inside. So we're going to go to the outside and we're just going to keep going around like that. Now your stitches don't need to be exact because we're going to scrunch it all together. But you're going to see if I can get a better picture here for you. We're just going to keep going in and out all the way around the entire thing. Now you can get little templates to do this. There are 2 little locking pieces. Let me see if I can find mine. There it is. Alright, so you can actually get these little pieces so they lock together So you'd put your fabric into this bottom, and then you take your top piece and it clicks in there. And then you just take your needle and you just keep going through all these little openings right here. And you can get these pieces in like so many different sizes. I've got one that's even smaller than this. And then I've got one that's a little bit bigger. But you can get them in hearts. You can get them in rectangles, squares, whatever shape that you want it in. And you can get those just at Joann Fabrics or any of your like local quilt stores. They make really good like little bows for your hair. You can put them in the centers of that. Alright, so now that I'm done going all the way around, I'm not going to tie it off, but I'm going to leave my paper in there. That way it gives a little bit more of stability. I'm going to take my tail from when I first started and the tail from the end, and I'm just going to tug on it. So you see, as we're tugging, the circle shape is appearing. And a nice, neat little circle. So before I tie that off, I'm just going to give it a quick press with the iron, just so that when I do tie it off, it's not going to lose its little shape there. I can pick up this thread. Okay. Then I'm just going to do a quick little knot on this. I'm going to go ahead and double knot it there. Alright. Cut my tails. And there we go. Now we have the bottom of our owl. So now we get to work on the body. So we're going to take our piece B and our piece A, and we're going to put right sides together, which for the batik, it's just basically whichever side that you feel like is the back, or the inside, the right side. And we're going to just line it up along that one line, and we're going to go ahead and stitch. It'll be easier to stitch from the curved part to the tip. Now I just did a small little 1/8 of an inch seam allowance just because of how small this guy is. But once you have that one side, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to take the other side here and just line it up again. So it's probably going to take us a little bit of like pushing and pulling. And we're going to sew again on that side. Oh. That stopped my music though. Maybe it'll play. No clue what my phone is doing right now. Alright. Let's trim up all those tails. Alright, so it doesn't really matter what your little point thing here looks like, because now that we have him with his back and his body, we're going to flip this inside out. I just poked through the fabric on the top. Oops. Alright, so now we have a cute little pyramid of a owl. Alright, so from this point we're going to go down about 1/2 inch. So basically I just put my finger there and just fold that down. So that gives you the nose, the nose of the owl. And you can take a piece of thread that is at least close to the fabric color that you're using, because now we get to, let's tie this knot. So now we're going to stitch his little nose down to his body. So I'm just going to take a little pin and stick it in there. That way, when I keep going in and out, he's not going to move. So I'm going to go from the inside of him to the out. Oops. And when I stitch this down, I'm going to try and make it to where you can't see my stitches. So I'm just kind of going to go underneath the fabric. So I'm going to come out along that seam. And then when I go in, I want to go inside, like underneath, and then poke through. Oops. That way when I pull, you're not going to see those threads. Right, I'm going to go ahead and squish his face in a little bit so I can go ahead and tie a knot there. Right. So there's our pyramid that's starting to look like an owl. Right, so from this point, we're going to do the same thing like we did to our little circle. Which I think I'm going to need more thread. And you definitely take this pattern and size it up to whatever size owl you would like. Or it can not be an owl. It could be, like, you could add on some wings to it, and it could be a bat. Or you can squish the top in some more and make it into a pumpkin. Or it could be it could be a witch hat. It's all up to you on how you want to interpret this pattern. So we're doing the same thing as we did to the circle, going from the inside. And you can go ahead, you can like stack your stitches up. Because these don't have to be exact, they just have to cinch to bring his butt in. Alright, so, and before we start to cinch it, we're going to take our fluff, or you can use the crushed walnut shells, anything that you like to stuff your pincushions with. I just like fluff just because it's really cheap. We're going to just stuff it in there. I like to fluff it a little bit before I get it in there. And now that I've got it sufficiently fluffed, we do the same thing like I did with the circle. Take the two ends and just start to cinch it. I think he needs more fluff. Stick some more fluff in there. There we go. There we go. He's sufficiently fluffed now. Oops. About to lose my thread on my needle.
Mommy,
Upstairs.
can I watch you?
If you be quiet.
But
Alright, so now we're going to try and tie a knot in this thing. And try not to break our thread, because I've definitely done that on a yo-yo before. Like I've started to knot it, and it breaks. And then of course I just tried knot this one, and it starts to fluff up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch this thing closed, just to make sure it stays together. So we're just gonna go around like a button. Just go in through one side, and of course it comes off my needle. Oops. There we go. All right. I'm just going to keep going around until I think it's sufficiently tied here. Alright, now it's a little bit easier to tie a knot in it. Do that, cut off my tail. Alright, I'm definitely going to need some more thread. Alright. So now that we've got our body done, we're going to grab our little circle yo-yo and we're going to stitch that to the bottom. Alright, so we're just basically going to take this, we're going to squish it on there. I'm going to see if I can get a pin in there. Yeah. Alright, so that way we don't actually see our thread, we're going to go in here a little bit. We'll go ahead and cut that thread tail. Alright, and just like how we did with the nose, we're just going to come up through the outside. Try not to get a knot in your thread. We're going to go in and then back out. You see, you can't really see my thread there. I'm going to just keep going around in circles. Trying to catch some fabric there and it's not catching. So definitely once you get your owls done, post them in the comments or post them on my Facebook page or tag me on Instagram with them. I really want to see all of your different color combinations for your owls because they're just so much fun. computer decided it wanted to update. I said, no, go away. Alrighty, almost done with this little guy. Yeah, definitely follow me on Facebook. The link is right there in the stream, actually. The facebook.com/larkspurtimes. That is where I post, I hope, every single day around noon Mountain Time. Sometimes I don't, just because life. But I try and post quite often, either what I'm working on or like fun little stuff like that. Alright, so now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot in this. And then I'll show you guys how to like hide this knot. Alright, so now that I've done the knot, I'm basically going to take my needle, I'm going to poke it through its body, just somewhere, and pull it, and you'll hear a little click. That little click means that the knot went through the fabric, and then we can go ahead and trim that thread tail as close to the body as we can. Right. So there we've got the little circle on there, but you can't see, so we need to get his eyes on. And I'm going to need some white thread. Alright, now I'm hoping that this needle will go through these pearls, because I haven't sewn with these pearls before. There's just one of those little packs from, I think, Michael's. I was doing a Girl Scout swap with them, and so I didn't actually need to thread them. They just went into a little tiny baggie. Alright, so same thing how we did the circle on the bottom. We're going to hide our little thread, and actually, since we've got this little like gap here, we can just kind of go in through there, and you're just gonna pick, like on him, of course he's got button eyes, so I don't really have to pick very much of like where his eyes were going, but since I've got these little pearls, I figure out where I want them. Please go through. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to go through the eyes at least a few times just to make sure that they stay on. I think that's good enough. Alright, I'm going to go behind his beak again and come up through and grab my other one. Oh, I'm so happy that these pearls actually went through. Alright, so now that I'm done with the eyes, I'm just going to kind of come up and push the beak out of the way. I'm going to come up inside the beak to tie my knot. I wish I went with the bigger pearls that I have. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing how I did on the bottom here. We're just going to poke it through his body. I don't know if you can. Could you hear that click? All right, and there is our cute little owl pincushion. So here's the difference between the button eyes and the little pearl eyes. I definitely like the Halloween version because he's super cute. Well, thanks for watching the Larkspur Needle. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you have any ideas on any other projects you'd like to see me work on, if you have any questions about how to do something that you've seen in a pattern, definitely leave a comment, and I will see you guys later. Bye.